Okay, so clients bug me for recipes all the time, and I'm gonna be the first to say I'm not the most creative person while dieting. I'm the standard like chicken and rice, beef, potatoes, fruit. I'm not super adventurous, but I do like to keep dinners flexible so I can enjoy meals with my wife. I can go out sometimes if I need to. If I'm with family, I can kind of weigh and measure things out so I have a little bit more freedom. Obviously, as prep goes on, that'll tighten up even more, and then typically the last like 10 to 12 weeks, I'll just have like a set meal like I do with all my other meals. But for now, since I'm 24 weeks out, we're in a really good spot. I keep this meal flexible so I can enjoy some stuff. So today, I'm gonna show you guys how to make pizza. I have all the ingredients here. I'll run through them really quick, and then I'll weigh everything out, and then I'll show you guys kind of what that looks like. So this is what we use, well I use anyways, for pizzas. So it's just like a standard thin pizza crust, 30 grams of carbs. So it depends on, this is based on my macros, by the way. You obviously will have to adjust this for yourself. This is what I'm using with the macros that I have. So for this meal, I have 75 grams of carbs, I have 30 grams of fat, and 40 grams of protein, if I remember correctly. I'll confirm that when I get there. But, so this is my main pizza carb source. That's what I use for my base. If you don't have a lot to work with, you can use something like this, which is just like a thinner pita. It is 33 grams of carbs for two. So you could get, I guess, 2 mini pizzas if you want, or you could use one for obviously a little over 15 grams of carbs. I also did use a lot last time this wider, thin, like protein pita. So it had 20 grams of protein in it, and it was similar carbs to this, but it was just as thin, but it looked bigger, so it kind of like tricked your brain a little bit. And then I used this pizza squeeze. So for a quarter cup, which is all I use, it's only 7 grams of carbs, basically 0 fat, gram of protein, so pretty much nothing in it. Mushrooms, I weigh these out. They're pretty much no calories at all. Pepperonis, this is where you cheat the system a little bit. So traditional, like normal pepperonis, so these are just sliced normal pepperonis, 20 slices, 9 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbs, 7 grams of protein. These turkey pepperonis, 22 of them, 4 grams of fat, so over half less fat, 3 carb, the same, 9 protein versus 7. So you get a little bit more protein with these, less fat, you get 2 more. So the last ingredient, almost forgot, cheese. This is marble cheese. We're on the creating our own shredded cheese kick. Turns out the bagged shredded cheese is slowly killing you, so we use this stuff. So I use 30 grams, which of course the envelope or the packaging's all jacked up. See, this is why I don't do recipe videos. Very underprepared. So 30 grams, 10 grams of fat, 1 carb, 7 protein. So obviously this is pretty much your main fat source, especially if you're only using the turkey pepperonis. So I use 30 grams, not a lot. Kind of looks like poverty cheese when you spread it out, but it mixes okay once you melt it and everything and cook it. So I will weigh this out, and then we'll show you what that looks like when we get there. Okay, we got it all measured out. So this is 40 grams of mushrooms, 30 grams of cheese, quarter cup of sauce, pepperonis, pita. So I just like, the oven automatically goes to 350. That's just what I do. So 350, let that kind of heat up while you're getting this all sorted out. Obviously this is like the only toppings I use. I would probably put spinach on it if we had some too, just for some extra goodness and pretty much no calories. But you can really use whatever you want. It's just a matter of what fits in with your macros. So this is what works for me. I do need a bit more protein for this meal, so I'll probably do some chicken that's in there. I'll probably have a bit of that, which would finish things off well. You gotta count your pepperonis. 22 works out well on this one. You hear my baby getting his cardio in. Don't be camera shy. All right. There we go. Close enough. And mushrooms, just kind of wherever. You could use pineapple too, because pineapple definitely belongs on pizza. If you don't believe that, you're incorrect. So yeah, see, there's the thing. Like, you know, my wife looks at this and she goes, "That's not a good amount of cheese." But when you gotta work with what you gotta work with, 30 grams of cheese is what you get. So there you go. That's the pre-cooked product. So we'll let this go in like 15 minutes. Seems to be enough. It does not take long, which is nice because when you're dieting and you're hungry, you can just whip it together real quick. So yeah, I'll show you the final product when it's done. What'd you just bring home?
I'm Sophie, I'm 22, I'm from the Bali. Much better pizza than yours.
Is this your message for all the spouses on prep?
And all the breastfeeding moms.
Don't suffer alongside your prepping spouse. Embrace the lovely pizza that exists in the world. Really? You're blocking the view. What are you doing? It's ready. Boom, bam. Look at that. Pizza. See, once the cheese melts, 30 grams goes a bit longer way, so.
There's still none.
What? You're nuts. So there we go. We've got pizza. Wife gets to enjoy her pizza. I get to enjoy my pizza. Where the pizza cutter is. There. Good. Also, 4 ounces of chicken to get more protein in. Pizza and chicken. What more do you need? Right? Perfect. There you go, guys. That's how you make pizza. Like I said, this is based on what I have for macros to play with. What I did do to make this work was obviously push a little bit more carbs, especially fat, to later in the day so I could account for this. The first week I tried to do this, I didn't have the fats to make the cheese work, so I think I had like 10 grams of cheese spread across that pizza. So you can imagine how shitty that was. So that's what we do. If you are dieting, if you are prepping, you can move things around, right? Like, you don't need to have the same amount of macros or calories or whatever at certain times of the day. You can move things around as you want to, which is what I've done here, right? Like I said, I have 75 grams of carbs to play with, so something like this, or we'll do homemade burgers and stuff, or we'll cut up potatoes and make our own fries. What else do we do? We've done pasta before. So it affords a bit more flexibility when it matters. Like I said, my daytime meals are always the same, just out of simplicity. But this meal, when I'm with my family or whatever the case may be, it affords a bit of playroom so you can do stuff that's a bit more creative. So I'm gonna enjoy this. If you guys like the video, like it, subscribe. Do not ask for more recipe videos because I don't have any more. This is it. This is all you get. Everything else is boring and plain. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking now. Enjoy dinner. Thank you guys. And see you in the next one.